Yeah, I really appreciate you sharing all of your knowledge with us. I
No
do
problem.
like as we're winding down, it's a fun question. But what is the best and worst personal finance advice you've either heard or received?
So the best personal finance advice that I've ever received is to make sure that you have your personal budget in order at all times because what happens is you know what your final target is from a cash flow perspective and saying this is what I have to cover in cash flow plus inflation that's going to occur on these expenses to be financially free. And if you're meticulous at tracking what you think your budget is versus what your actual is, and then you're able to build in 12 months of expenses and plan for those big ticket items and put and pay yourself first with the profit first method, where you're putting money aside every single month to cover these things, and then you see what your net budget is versus actual, and you're paying attention to that. It's insane how fast you can get to your financial freedom goal because that's in your head at all times, right? So that's probably some of the best advice. Some of the worst advice I'd say is invest in mutual funds and your 401k and those types of things because um, they take like 60% plus of the gains and broker fees and things like that. And they make money whether you're making money or not in these mutual fund type transactions. And I think Tony Robbins had a book about this where he talked about the breakdown of this specifically, about how bad it is because the brokers basically make all the money and take no risk, involved in those transactions. I personally don't invest in syndications or other deals unless there's incentive for performance where I get paid first, a preferred return, and then the operator gets a split afterwards, right? Of that profit after that occurs. So that way, I don't like the lack of performance-based incentives in my investment portfolio, right? So that's why I don't do too much of that, 401k investing stuff,
Gotcha.
or
Good
traditional
good
Schwab type
messages.
stuff.